Hey guys, Jamal Chubfit. Thanks so much for tuning in on my YouTube channel. I'm hanging out in my backyard. So I realized that when I did my introductory video, I never even gave you guys a full picture. You don't know who I am really, why I'm doing this YouTube channel, um, what motivated it all. So I guess let me start from somewhat of the beginning. So I am 31. Okay, I am married, and my wife and I have been together for 10 years, and we have two little kids, a little girl who's 5 and a little boy who's 7 months old. So they're cute. Down the road, maybe you'll see them depending on how much I keep on keeping up with this. So really cool. I am originally from Columbus, Ohio. That's why when I make videos, I like to put on my Ohio State hats. Born and raised Columbus, Ohio. Haven't been back in a long time, but left there when I was 19. I ran away from home and I joined the Navy back in 2007. And I stayed in the Navy from 2007 to 2011. Growing up for me, one thing in this channel that I'll really talk about a lot is mentality, like what we think and how that affects who we are. So anyway, I'll say this: growing up, I was very poor and struggled a ton with making sure that I had regular meals. It was just hard. My mom was a single parent. My father was in prison, and I didn't have a lot of opportunity to eat and um, to live a normal life like a kid. There were a lot of days that I spent that there was no food in my home. So I would go to school just to eat and sleep, which is, really hard. And, it got worse, especially in the winter, because in Ohio, the winters are really, really cold. So I would eat and sleep at school. And when I didn't have any running water in my home, which happened a lot, pretty frequently, I would shower. And I also regularly had no heat or AC in my house, right? So, and it was just a really, really tough time for me growing up. But with that being said, um, when it comes to eating meals, grew up and always had to eat food when it was available to me. So I always had to take whatever was available and eat it, right? Um, for me, that meant that if I went to a function like a barbecue or a cookout, I had to eat as much as I could because I didn't know when I was going to get to eat again. And, um, that's something that I would call a poverty mentality. And it's not that you purposely overeat. It's just that your mind is convinced that you don't know when you're going to get to do it again. And so you eat as much as you can every time that you can. It's how I was trained, right? So that was my whole childhood growing up. Fast forward to me going to the military. I was about 6'2" and 230 pounds going into the military. And after 9 weeks of boot camp, I dropped down to about 206 pounds. And then through my military career, stayed about 215 pounds. When I got really comfortable and, didn't have to work as hard towards the end of my military career, I ballooned up 255 pounds from 215 pounds. And I didn't really understand why I was gaining so much weight because I wasn't able to identify the fact that I'm eating everything I can as much as I can and now not working out like I was regimented to work out when I was in the Navy. And, I got comfortable, got married in 2009, got really, really lazy. And ultimately, that led to me just getting every year bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger. 2017, I had my biggest year weight wise, and I was 335 pounds. 335 pounds, and I decided to do something about it. So, but it's not the first time I had tried to do something. I tried in 2000 and 16. Yeah, I tried years and years and years until I actually start and have begun to put myself into a place where I understand now through reflection what's happening to me and why, and even what triggers my overeating. Um, so there have been things like I've been having depression and dealing with life situational things from the poor choices I've made, or situations I've encountered that have been really, really tough on me. And through those things, I've realized that I trigger stress eating, which I didn't know was a thing, but actually it is a thing where I'm stressed out because of a bad decision I made, whether it be in my marriage, which I've made a ton of poor decisions in my marriage. I'm so thankful my wife's still with me. Or bad decisions, from any other standpoint, financial or whatever that might be, and I instantly get stressed and I overanalyze. And eating, because I'm in a better place financially though than I was when I was growing up when I was a kid. The number one thing that makes me feel better is eating. It's the only thing I can actually feel like I have control over, if you will, right? Like when I get to eat, what I get to eat, right? So it's become more of a comforting thing because I get to have a meal. I say that with my grill in the background. I'm out here on my back patio. Just wanted to give you guys a little view of my back patio. I'm out here on my back patio just kind of having a conversation. But yeah, it's one of those things that eating, um, eating, I've realized it's impacted my mental state of mind too. So, um, and I've done things like I've lost 70 pounds and then gained it back. I've lost 40 pounds and gained it back. Um, the closest I've ever gotten to my highest military weight, which was 250 pounds, was 260 pounds, and that was just 6 months ago when my son was born. But then I had some other issues happen in my family, and the stress just put it back on. So this is what I'm committed to. Uh, I am doing a Spartan race with some friends. I told them I would do it, and it is taking place November 23rd. And I want to be down. I would like to be down 100 pounds by November 23rd, 2019 this year. Today is July 8th. My first video I made over the weekend where I started this thing with a fast. And I think what I'm going to do for now on moving forward is make my videos about 10 minutes long because I really want you to get a feel for who I am and why I'm doing this. So there's a couple things happening. And, my mom has kidney failure. She is in her 60s and she's been a diabetic her whole life. Well, I'm pretty sure that diabetes was weight induced, and she can't lose the weight. So, she needs kidney transplant, and I want to be there for my children, and I don't want to be so old and fat and out of shape that I can't take care of my kids and play soccer when I want to with my daughter and basketball with my son, whatever that looks like. So I am desperately trying to lose weight, and me committing to doing this Spartan race is helping me a lot because I don't want to embarrass myself. So, but yeah, that's kind of where I am right now. Um, Getting back in shape has kind of given me a focus and a purpose because right now I'm in a season of life where I'm struggling to keep up with focus and purpose. And there are a lot of goals that I have other than losing the weight. I want to get into a little acting and do some commercials. I want to be an author and write a book. I want to do some public speaking. I want to get engaged in so many things, and that starts with me being my fittest and best self. Being in shape is important. I want my kids to grow up healthy, and I want to live a long life. So it's a little bit about me and a little bit about where I come from and why I'm doing what I'm doing. But it starts for me with fitness. As we continue this, kind of channel, I'll talk about some of the mental things that I've been going through that affect my physical self, and I want to do a whole video on that probably next. So, anyhow, my diet is keto and intermittent fasting, and I'm doing really, really well with it. I am working out 4 times a week. Not anything crazy because I'm not consuming a ton of calories. I'm consuming about 1,200 calories a day, and that's from things I've read, that's the least you want to be able to consume. So I'm just making sure I get a good dose of cardio, about 20 to 30 minutes a day, attempting to burn at least 200 to 300 calories. I don't want to do more than that because I'll get really hungry. That's how my body works. I don't want to do less than that. I'm drinking a ton of water right now. I'm probably drinking about 120 ounces of water a day, which is really good, and it's helping me stay full, not be very hungry. Definitely drinking a ton of water and having that on my belly suppresses my appetite big time. So that's the only thing I'm actually drinking. Anyhow, thanks for watching. If you watch this video, hit the like button, subscribe, leave me a comment whether you love it, whether you hate it, whether you think I'm some crazy kook, any of that stuff. I'd like to get your feedback. If you have any questions, leave those in the comments. It'd be really, really cool to engage with you guys. So I am currently weighing in at 295 pounds. And I've been on this since Saturday of this weekend. So 295 pounds. And we'll see where it goes. We'll see how fast the weight comes off. I'm excited to have you on the journey with me. Thanks so much. Take care.